Yeah! Whew, that was a close one. Huh? Anyway, I bet there's other data preserved deep in the core, too. Otherwise, this thing wouldn't be able to talk. And I'm gonna extract it all. Here, Data, come to Wino.
Man, this core is so mysterious. But if it's so high-tech, how did it end up inside a random prospector bot?
Bingo! That's the question, isn't it? Who replaced the original core with this one and why? I mean, even though it's damaged, the research value is off the charts. Bingo! That has to be the answer. You know what happened the day before it started malfunctioning? The Fatui chased a group of treasure hoarders straight into my workshop. I'm thinking the treasure hoarders stole the core from the Fatui and needed a place to hide it. So, they stuffed it in my prospector bot and handed the original core over to the Fatui to smooth things over. Makes sense, don't you think? I'm pretty clever, right, Anefa?
Of course. In fact, intel from the curatorium appears to corroborate this hypothesis. Several of Marinette's subordinates were robbed on their way back to Snezhnaya. Although it is unclear what was stolen, the culprits were identified as a group of 3 treasure hoarders. Their leader is a silver-haired woman wearing a hood. As for the remaining 2 members, there is a man with pink hair and a man with purple hair.
Wow! So Paimon was right. The local treasure hoarders around here aren't bold.
Actually, this group has only been active recently. The curatorium suspects them to be outsiders not local to this area.
Who cares? Yehoda said they're just a bunch of small fry anyway.
Yeah. If those treasure hoarders really did mean to hide the core in this bot, they're probably gonna come back for it.
Let them come. If they're nice, I'll even share my crunkakes with them. And if they're mean, Inefa will give them a good old knuckle sandwich.
And if they try to take back the core?
I already thought of that. I'm just gonna hide it. Inefa, can you get Little Chard and the others to come over here? Okay, hold on to your hats. I'm gonna hide Little Chard in a scrap prospector bot.
What did you just call me?
Come on, we have to call you something. What? Do you already have a name?
Lombro.
What kind of name is that? Did you get it from somewhere in your data bank? It doesn't sound like a little girl's name to me. Oh, so use Lombro as a last name. Huh, I kind of like it. Then it's decided. You're Chard Lombro from now on. No complaining, all right? You're stuck with it either way. You're the one who decided to hide out here, so from now on, you work for me.
Don't think it likes the sound of that.
Correction. This bot has no capacity to like or dislike something in its current state.
Huh? Why?
Because its core was destroyed 6 ways to Sunday. So, right now, its tone and mannerisms are all just a simulation of whatever data has been preserved. Like, remember how I found the word chard in the data? Well, if that refers to a person, then basically, Little Chard is just imitating their way of speaking.
Oh, so that's how it works.
Anyway, we can figure all that out later. First, we need to make sure Little Chard is hidden. Why don't you take the reins, Traveler? It's super cool. You'll see. Nice job! You've got some engineering chops, that's for sure. And thanks to you, I'm now the proud owner of the most advanced prospector bot in town. I expect good work out of you, little Chard. But don't worry, you'll be compensated.
Like I care.
We gotta do something about that temper of yours. Maybe a little flour on your head will soften you up a bit. There, much cuter. Oh, that reminds me. Traveler, Paimon, if you ever pick up stuff you have no use for, like screws and nuts and things, just bring them to me. I can make them into flowers or use them to upgrade my console. Oh, and I don't expect you to hand them over for free. I pay good prices for scrap. You're gonna want to stop by every day. Deal? Nice job! You've got some engineering chops, that's for sure. And thanks to you, I'm now the proud owner of the most advanced prospector bot in town. I expect good work out of you, little Chard. But don't worry, you'll be compensated.
Like I care.
We gotta do something about that temper of yours. Maybe a little flour on your head will soften you up a bit. There, much cuter. Oh, that reminds me. Traveler, Paimon, if you ever pick up stuff you have no use for, like screws and nuts and things, just bring them to me. I can make them into flowers or use them to upgrade my console. Oh, and I don't expect you to hand them over for free. I pay good prices for scrap. You're gonna want to stop by every day. Deal? Awesome! Turns out Ineffa was right all along. Everything is gonna be all right. Good luck out there on your travels. I hope everything goes all right for you, too.
The Raker of Solnari. I've never heard that name before. Let's keep this news confidential for the time being. It would only cause even more panic amongst the people of Nodcry. But if this Rarir is as you describe, he will be a truly formidable opponent if we try to take him on by our strength alone.
Yeah. Things might be okay if everyone was willing to work together, but right now... Exactly. Whatever the case, let's start by telling those we can get to join up about the crisis. As it happens, we have our own reasons to protect Nodcry, but even if we didn't, we'd never leave people in the lurch. That ain't our style.
Thank you. The Frostmoon Scions will stand with you to prevent this crisis as best we can. In addition, I believe that the relationships between the various factions in this land are not cast in stone. The winds of change are blowing, and we Scions have nowhere to run. Our faith, our sect, all of it is here. Whether our foe is the Fatui or this Raker, we must stand our ground and remain true to ourselves, even to the last.
Let's see. Speaking of allies, the Krumkake craft shop is the closest by, right? Enough is sure to help us.
After all that hard work, I at least deserve a slice of cake for my efforts. Don't you think?
Wait, there's cake?
Yes. You two are here just in time. Aino wanted to thank you for your help, so now that Crumbclink is back safe and sound, she thought it would be nice for everyone to try out his baking.
Wow! So this is what Crumbclank was supposed to look like.
Yes. Luckily, the core was still intact, so all Aino had to do was make a new body.
Woohoo! Is it ready? Hey! He ate it!
It's not unusual for a chef to take a few bites before serving a dish.
No need to worry. Once he's had his fill, he can get started on the desserts for everyone else. It'll just be a moment.
All right. Wait, speaking of desserts, where's Aino?
She thought of a new idea for a robot and shut herself in the workshop to get started. When inspiration strikes, she jumps into action. That's just who she is.
Why does Aino like building robots so much?
Retrieving historical records from databank. At first, I believe Aino was just shocked to find something that fascinated her more than desserts. And fortunately, her friends respected her passion, even if, aside from struggling to make ends meet, there was little time for much else. Then, one day, an acclaimed teacher discovered her and recognized her passion for what it truly was: genius. Just like her friends, she finally discovered what she wanted to do, and not only that, she excelled at it. And when genius and passion collide, there's not much that can get in the way. So, Aino left her childhood friends, established the Clink Clink Crumbkake craft shop, and started making all kinds of robot companions. Perhaps it all comes down to the natural instinct of a genius, the drive to see their imagination come to life.
Oh, so that's what draws her to robotics.
Based on my own experience with Aino, I think there's more to it than that. Long before she took me in, she was already pushing her skills to the limit in an effort to give each robot a distinct personality, and she already treated them like companions. What I mean is, it's not something that started with me just because I have a unique background. I think, after walking the path of a genius for so long, she looked around and realized there was no one at her side. And it made her feel lonely. So me, Crumbclink, and all the other robots Aino has added to the workshop, we're not just proof of her genius. We're her family. We give her the companionship she longs for. As I see it, that's the true relationship between Aino and her robots.
Oh, wow! So, you really mean a lot to her.
Yes, and for that reason, it did not matter to Aino how powerful Crumbclink could become, nor how feared or coveted his technology might be among the factions. And she decided that he would join his family, and that meant she would spare no effort to save him.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it makes Paimon wonder why someone like Aino would choose to stay and not cry.
I'm afraid my logic unit cannot make sense of that question.
Well, the way Paimon sees it, Nokrai is a dog-eat-dog place full of scheming and scamming. The people that thrive here seem to be built for that kind of thing. Anyone else would use the kind of tech Aino has to make weapons and threaten people. But Aino, she takes something that could be a weapon and turns it into a robot that makes cakes. It just doesn't seem like she fits in.
No, my view is the exact opposite. I've encountered the full spectrum of people that live here in Notcry. But in my experience, very few of them can be said to represent this place. You say Aino doesn't fit in here, but I believe the opposite. If I were to attempt to define what a person from Notcry should be, no one is a better match than Aino.
Ooh, the dessert should be done!
Yes, one moment. Allow me to serve them.
I want the one with the most frosting!
All right, everyone. Dig in.
So worth it.
Friendly approach detected. We meet again.
Listen! We've got updates on the wild hunt situation.
Threat level exceeds expectations.
Phew, doesn't matter if he's the Rahira Solnari or Solari or whatever. One volley from my cannon, and he'll be blown to smithereens! You were there when we fired it, right? If that isn't the kind of firepower that helps you sleep at night, I don't know what is!
True, but the cannon only works against shambling monsters, right? What if Riri's super fast?
Well, we'll just get an effort to go grab him and tie him down.
You're not taking this seriously at all, are you?
Anyways, firepower is not a concern. See those canisters over there? That's all concentrated Kuvaki.
Friendly approach detected. We meet again.
Listen! We've got updates on the wild hunt situation.
Threat level exceeds expectations.
Phew, doesn't matter if he's the Rahira Solnari or Solari or whatever. One volley from my cannon, and he'll be blown to smithereens! You were there when we fired it, right? If that isn't the kind of firepower that helps you sleep at night, I don't know what is!
True, but the cannon only works against shambling monsters, right? What if Riri's super fast?
Well, we'll just get an effort to go grab him and tie him down.
You're not taking this seriously at all, are you?
Anyways, firepower is not a concern. See those canisters over there? That's all concentrated Kuvaki, which we'll be shipping to Nasha Town. More than enough ammo in there to blast that Fatui research facility to bits in a single shot.
You sure have been looking forward to this battle, huh?
Of course! This is gonna be the shot that shocks the world. All of Nagkrai, heck, all of Snezhnaya will know my name once we're through. Sure, travel safe.
I know. There remains intel left unshared.
Oh, right. Yeah. Since you're investigating the wild hunt, something pretty weird's happened in Nasha Town. Should probably watch out for that once you're back. Remember that Sosi guy? The Ratnik in charge of firing the cannon? He's been found dead in their organization's offices.
Wait, what? Didn't we just see him, like, half a day ago?
Yeah, it's still new news. So not many people are in the know. We were only informed because we'd worked together closely. And even then, only just now. I'll send a Nepha over to Nasha Town with some flowers later.
Oh, he seemed like a good guy. Didn't put on any airs despite being a superior officer either.
The data concurs. This gentleman appears to have been one of the most accomplished amongst the Lightkeeper's sergeant majors. His character has also received commendation. Most would have lacked the motivation to fatally attack him.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
Hey! What do you mean, actually? Either way, I'm not clued in on the details. Only Ratniki have been allowed on site to investigate the scene. You'll have to find some way in if you want to check it out for yourselves.
Got it. Let's go then. You coming along, Inefa?
My tasks are incomplete. The last few batches of ammunition must be randomly inspected. You go ahead.
All right. We'll see you later. This must be it. Oh, doesn't look like there's any chance of us getting in with that Ratnik guarding the door, though. Should we go speak to the guard first?
Might as well try squeezing blood from a stone.
Ah! Never! When did you...
I came over to take a look as soon as I received the news just now. Aino told you about this then? Before we start, shall we see if we've made the same guess? Indeed. Quicker than we thought as well. Keep your eyes peeled for any clues once we get in. No need to jump to conclusions.
But how are we supposed to get in at all?
Just follow me.
I'm sorry, but we're not open to guests right now.
Sorry about that. They're here to investigate.
All of them?
The paperwork checks out.
All right then. Enter.
Paimon might have said this before, Nefer, but you sure do come prepared.
Shishich, my old friend. Fill us in, if you would.
Greetings. If you would allow me. The murder happened not long ago. The Sergeant Major was killed by a single piercing strike from a polearm. We have performed a preliminary sweep of the crime scene to facilitate investigation. No obvious signs of a violent struggle. No damaged doors or windows. The culprit must have used some other means to enter the room unopposed before performing the deed.
Entering unopposed. So, do you think there's a chance that the culprit would usually have right of entry?
At the moment, the most valuable lead we have is based on an eyewitness report from a nearby resident. Specifically, that Flint's was seen entering and leaving this place in the time period when the crime most likely occurred.
Flint's?
We have tried to contact him, but he has not replied.
Very odd indeed.
So, he's the prime suspect right now, right?
To be honest, I'm not particularly inclined to believe that this was an inside job. Flint's can come across a bit eccentric, but he does well in missions on the whole. He also had no disagreements with the Sergeant Major that we know of. So he lacks the motive to commit such a terrible crime. But neither the eyewitness report nor the nature of the fatal wound itself are in his favor. So we are looking for him at present.
Looks like there's not much else to dig up here. Let's go outside and discuss what we've seen.
might have said this before, Nefer, but you sure do come prepared.
Shishich, my old friend. Fill us in, if you would.
Greetings. If you would allow me. The murder happened not long ago. The Sergeant Major was killed by a single piercing strike from a polearm. We have performed a preliminary sweep of the crime scene to facilitate investigation. No obvious signs of a violent struggle. No damaged doors or windows. The culprit must have used some other means to enter the room unopposed before performing the deed.
Entering unopposed? So, do you think there's a chance that the culprit would usually have right of entry?
At the moment, the most valuable lead we have is based on an eyewitness report from a nearby resident. Specifically, that Flint's was seen entering and leaving this place in the time period when the crime most likely occurred.
Flint's?
We have tried to contact him, but he has not replied.
Very odd indeed.
So, he's the prime suspect right now, right?
To be honest, I'm not particularly inclined to believe that this was an inside job. Flint's can come across a bit eccentric, but he does well in missions on the whole. He also had no disagreements with the Sergeant Major that we know of. So he lacks the motive to commit such a terrible crime. But neither the eyewitness report nor the nature of the fatal wound itself are in his favor. So we are looking for him at present.
Looks like there's not much else to dig up here. Let's go outside and discuss what we've seen. So, the evidence points to Flint's, and he just so happens to have disappeared without a trace. A sticky situation indeed. We know that this Flint's could have been Rerir in disguise, but we lack the evidence to prove this to anyone else. Furthermore, Flint's has left us with many questions, all of which will require a reasonable explanation.
Yeah! He said he would report back to headquarters, but it seems he hasn't gone at all. What could he be doing?
Let's approach the issue this way. First, we must determine our culprit. Was it Flint's or Rerir in disguise?
Yeah! What reason would Flint's have to murder Sosie anyway?
None, as far as I know. And even if he had a motive, it would have been easier to do so out in the wild, rather than in Nasha Town.
Yeah, they would have often gone out on missions together. Plenty of chances there.
Yes, but there's one thing worth noting here. Remember the intel we got back at the tavern? No one has ever seen a phantom that can take the form of other humans within the Wild Hunt. This means that he has been hesitant to abuse this ability, or allow it to become common knowledge, likely so that he could act in secret under other guises.
But no matter what, borrowing identities comes with risks, right? What if you bump into the person you're imitating along the way?
Precisely. In other words, his goal must have been worth the risk, similar to how he came in disguise to obtain the moon marrow. He likely knew then that the real Flints would not appear and get in his way during this time. We'd have to ask Flints ourselves, I'm afraid. But we shouldn't jump to any conclusions here. We can't discount the possibility that he might actually be the murderer himself. Not yet, at least. And there are other, less likely scenarios. For instance, Rerir may have already killed Flints. And there are other, less likely scenarios. For instance, Rerir may have already killed Flints long ago and been living as him for some time now. Yes, that is our ticket to a breakthrough.
Then we've got to find him before the Lightkeepers do, or we might never see him again.
Steady now. Our friend should be back soon.
We've tracked him down to a beach north of Nasha Town. The Wild Hunt is present too, so we're putting a force together. I'll have you know that this is top secret information I'm leaking here.
Don't worry, you'll receive a top-class reward in return. The beach is all yours. I'll stay and slow the Lightkeepers down. Things might go south if you bump into one another.
Oh, right. Before we go, should we reveal Rerir's secret? Since he's trying to keep it all hush-hush, why don't we just pull the curtains on his little trick? That'll teach him to sneak around pretending to be other people. Hey, why are you laughing?
Oh, I was just imagining how satisfying that would feel. But I'm afraid this revelation would only stir up more chaos. Setting aside the matter of evidence, some may trust Flint's on our account, whereas others would suspect him on account of his behavior. Tossing him into a swirling tumult of public opinion like that might just give Rerir more opportunities to capitalize on. And think about it. Once people learn that he can masquerade as those they trust, would they continue to welcome friends into their homes with such open hearts? Unease grips the hearts of those in Nasha Town already. We should avoid throwing more fuel onto the fire.
Yeah, you're right. You've really thought of everything, huh? Nothing for it, then. We've just gotta find Flint's.
Indeed. But just in case, let me stress once more. We should neither be excessively afraid of Rerir, nor trust in Flint's too lightly. This light source is of special Lightkeeper design. It provides illumination within Wild Hunt anomalies, and can briefly dispel the abyssal fog within.
Oh, right. We'll have to deal with that mess, too. Yeah, this'll be important. Thanks a bunch, Nefer.
You're welcome. I've charged it to your account, by the way.
Hey, you! Whoa! The fog's really rolling in. Quick! Grab the light source! Is that a Lightkeeper's lantern? Is there someone up ahead? Come on, let's go see!
Till at last, part ways.
Monsters!
Buckle up! Illusion shattered!
Windblade!
There is no escape!
Windblade!
Let's get it on!
With the wind!
This monster was lurking near the lamp. That must have been a planned ambush. We're not falling for that again. There's something inside it. Some small device. Huh? Why isn't it giving off light anymore? Is it broken? We better take it with us. The fight took place here. Did Flint leave these marks?
Is someone there? Please, help me!
Isn't that Flint's voice? Did you hear that? But is that really him?
How shall the Savior save themselves?
Ah! More baddies!
You're dead meat!
Let's dance!
Shine down!
Let the show begin.
Illusion shattered!
There is no escape! in trouble if these spooky shadows touch us! Quick, use the lantern! We'll be in trouble if these spooky shadows touch us! Quick, use the lantern! Trouble if these spooky shadows touch us! Quick, use the lantern!
Operissos. Yamalune sattesi forampus kalum. Besenni kestul.
Hand it over. That was mine from the first.
Tutto mi nectorai desmerte.
You're a fool. You again.
What the? It's stronger than before. Lantern now! It escaped again. This situation speaks for itself, I presume.
So, you were tangling with Rara out here all by yourself.